Welcome to podcasts recorded live at the Center for Spiritual Living in Portland, Oregon. We have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center and its video podcasts, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.
Good morning to everyone on this beautiful autumn Sunday. With that closing note for our opening music, thanks to the Friends Band. I welcome you to the Portland Center for Spiritual Living. We are a science of mind community that teaches universal spiritual principles to transform your life and make the entire world a better place. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. All we ask is that you stay open to the possibility of changing your entire life simply by changing your mind. My name is Catherine Richer. I'm one of the licensed spiritual practitioners here at the center. It is my honor and delight to join you here today and welcome you. If you are new to the center, I invite you to find more about us on our website at www.cslportland.org. Under the About Us menu tab, you will find a wealth of information about who we are, what we stand for, and how we might serve you. The website also gives details about the various activities here. You can sign up also to receive a weekly listing of news and events and services. And I'd like to highlight a few of these events now. We do continue our Sunday services every week at 11 o'clock on Facebook Live. We do also have Wednesday meditations that are held via Zoom at 7 p.m. This week, the theme is Living in a Yellow Submarine and is being presented by licensed practitioner Kate Barrett. She will guide folks to answer things like, what is the view from your periscope? And what would you like to see? Fridays are Lunch with Reverend Larry, also on Zoom at 11:30. This is an opportunity to have a check-in, informal dialogue, and get to know our senior minister better. Lunch is optional and on your own. We also have online Zoom groups for the Social Justice Book Club and our 12-step program for women. This time I'd like to invite Reverend Marilyn Sprague to talk about a couple upcoming classes.
Thank you, Catherine, and good morning, everyone. We have two very prevalent opportunities, education learning opportunities, starting this fall. They're 5, each of them is 5 weeks. The first one is Me and White Supremacy. It's a book discussion group. It's an opportunity to join with others in discussing the systemic white supremacy system that actually leads to social injustice and so many of our injustices for people of color in the world. And so it's an opportunity that's led by Reverend Larry King, and it's 5 weeks. It's also a journaling opportunity. So if you've ever thought about what is white supremacy or what is all the Black Lives Matter mission, this is an excellent way to become totally informed about the systemic system that's in place that holds white supremacy as an oppressor in our nation. So I highly encourage you. It's one of the things that I participated in when Centers for Spiritual Living opened it up for practitioners. And so it's a fabulous opportunity. 5 weeks, begins the first full week of October. So Monday night, October 5th, and I believe it's from 6 to, it's the specific time is on our website, so sign up on our website. The second 5-week opportunity starts on Tuesday of the first week of October, and it's a class that I'm teaching. It's on spiritual mind treatment. And for many of us that are familiar with science of mind, we know that science of mind treatment is a powerful prayer tool that we can use to transform our lives and change the world. The book we're using is Treat Yourself to Life. Again, it's 5 weeks. It's Tuesday nights via Zoom, and it's from 6 to 8. So it's 2 hours for 5 weeks. Again, 2 5-week learning opportunities, each very, very relevant in a tumultuous time that we're facing right here, right now. So I encourage you to join us and to have some fun.
Thank you. All of these details are on the homepage of our website, by the way, and where you can sign up for all of these events as well as the weekly email. I want to talk about a very special event that is this coming Thursday, which happens to be the first day of October. At 7 o'clock. Everyone is invited to join us on Facebook Live for our Prosperity Gala, Grace in Transition. Inspired to inspirational words from board members and Reverend Larry King, we'll treat you to music by LaRhonda Steele and the Friends Band. We also have other fun surprises waiting for you, and a gift for everyone that pledges support for 2021. This will also be posted to YouTube after the event so that you can watch it, and you can also continue to contribute to the center at any time you feel moved to. So that's a very exciting opportunity we all have to participate in and see each other's faces, and I encourage you to use your video camera on them so we can actually see each other. Flowers are stunning. They are provided by Kat Jacobs, and I would guess that many of them are from her garden. So we thank her for the beautiful flowers today. And our inspirational music is provided by our beloved and loved LaRhonda Steele and our marvelous Friends Band. Our message is from the newly Reverend Marilyn Sprague. New word. We're so happy and honored to have you here with us today. Thank you. So wherever you are, in your living room, in your kitchen, in your pajamas, in your Sunday best, please relax into the lap of the loving universe, knowing that somewhere between the music, the message, and being together in this sacred field is exactly what your heart has come to receive.
Thank you, Catherine. So now is our time of meditation together. Let's breathe in right now. Breathe into our heart spaces as we sing and pray and go into meditation. This world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. I believe I will lead this world as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will lead this world as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this world. I will leave this world as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is. Go inside to find my God. Go inside. Go inside to find my God. Go inside. Go inside to find my God.
There is one, and only one, not two, not four, not six, not 10, one power. One power, one presence, one infinite intelligence and wisdom. It is the power back of everything and all of life. It is the presence that is never an absence, the life force, the impulse. It is energy, wave, vibration, all that there is. It is the infinite intelligence and wisdom, the perfect pattern of all of life. That infinite knowing, the infinite creation, the creator itself, the artist, the palette, it is all one. And it revels in expressing itself in, through, and as everything. From the very beginnings of time in the explosion of the cosmos, all of the billions of galaxies, our own sparkling Milky Way home, beautiful solar system, sun, precious earth, and all within and upon it. And me. I know that I am an individualized and unique expression of life itself. And as this is true for me, I know it is true for everyone. Everyone is a unique and radiant, whole and perfect, appointed and anointed, divine expression and embodiment of that very same power that creates worlds. And knowing this to be true, I speak my word for and about everyone, claiming and affirming a willingness to know so deeply that unification with all that there is, with the entire universe and all within it, that there is no sense of anything other, only that one. And in that one is everything, all needs met, abundance and joy, compassion, inspiration, enthusiasm, love, all is there in that one place. All is unity. No one is ever alone. And I also claim and affirm a willingness for everyone to know and claim their power is the same power that is back of the entire universe. That infinite wisdom and intelligence is theirs to use, to apply, to unify with, and create this world that does work for everyone and everyone's highest and best good. And knowing that they are ambassadors of light and of love, and that this is their guiding source. Always that source is the wind and the light and the power at their back, always. I'm so grateful to know that this is indeed the truth. And in that gratitude, I release my word, knowing that this word is creative power into the universal law, that law that always says, yes, my beloved, and you are my beloved. It is indeed my joy and my pleasure to give this unto you. And so I let it be. I allow it to be. And we say together, and so it is. And as we enter into the silence in the sanctuary of our precious hearts, I invite you to feel this unity and this love that is infinite.
Welcome back from the silence. Our first song this morning with the Wonderful Friends Band is called Call to Be, as we know it, by Miss Faith Rivera. Yes. I am called to be a healer for all humanity. I am called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I am called to be a maker, be an instrument of peace. I am called to be abundance and give all I receive. I am called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I am called to be everything. I am called to be the glory here on earth so all might see. All the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. I am the living, breathing God, and you are one with me. I am called to be. You are called to be a mother, nurture family. You are called to be a brother, be strength in times of need. You are called to be a neighbor, see a friend in all you meet. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You were called to be a prayer, living out the truth you seek. You are called to be everything. You are called to be the glory here on earth so all might see. All the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. You are the living, breathing God, and you are one with me. We are called to be. We are called to be the kindness, set the brokenhearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where pain it runs so deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath each wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be a prayer, living out the truth we seek. We are called to be everything. We are called to be. We're called to We are called to be love, called to be joy, called to be peace. We're called to be love, called to be joy, called to be peace. We're called to be love, joy, peace, communion, called to be leaders, yeah. We are called to be love, joy, and peace, yes. We are called to be. Blessings.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, LaRhonda. Thank you, Friends Band. Yes, thank you, everyone who is joining us here this morning. Thank you for answering the call to be. We thank you on this joyous Sunday morning for joining us here on Facebook Live. And here in Portland, the sun is shining, the air is clear. And so we bring that mental sunshine to you this morning. So whether you're here on Facebook Live or joining us later this week on our weekly podcast or through our ever-evolving YouTube community, thank you for choosing Portland Center for Spiritual Living as your source of spiritual nourishment. And thank you to licensed practitioner Catherine Richer, who shared with us in her opening statement, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. And so today we're concluding and wrapping up our exploration of Shawn Achor's book, Big Potential. I love that name, Big Potential. And the subtitle, How Transforming the Pursuit of Success Raises Our Achievement, Happiness, and Well-Being. And so it's been an exciting month, for Reverend Larry has taken us on several adventures as we've explored 5 seeds of success as outlined in Shawn's book, Big Potential. So in week 1, Reverend Larry took us on an adventure of the first seed of success, which is to surround yourself with excellence. And he anchored that message with the story of fireflies in a tropical forest. And if we remember the message, it was that one firefly started flicking its light, and pretty soon, in unison, there was a united light show. Now, there was a hidden message in that, and that was that these were male fireflies, and that in that united light show, they were more successful in finding their mate. So imagine if we're choosing to shine our light and then allow space for everyone else to shine their light. Imagine how successful we can be. So yes, surround yourself with excellence was Reverend Larry's first adventure in looking at Big Potential. And then in week 2, we were introduced to the star system. And Reverend Larry shared with us that magic that Hollywood created basically for survival, because it was introducing an emerging industry. And the whole purpose of developing this star system was so that everyone shined and it would gain public acceptance. So I'm asking you to think constellation. In a constellation, every star shines. So that was our second adventure. And then when we got to week 3 and we were looking at the third and fourth seeds, well, this is one of my favorite. It was all about praising and looking away from negativity. So anyone that knows me knows I love praise and raise. And so when I think of the fourth and fifth seeds, I think of praise and raise, and I think of a term that Eric Butterworth shared with us called pearling. In spiritual economics, he said, if there's an irritant in our life, become like an oyster. Settle down, be calm, and start making a pearl. And so that's our adventures that we've been on so far over the last 3 weeks. Now, all of those adventures were on the process of growth. This week, we shift to how do we sustain that growth. So in the past, we've looked at how do we go through the process of growth, and then once that we started building momentum, how do we sustain that momentum? And that's the focus that we're going on today, is the fifth seed, which is sustain gains. And our author shares 3 specific areas that we're going to explore. He talks about finding meaning, using vivid description, and then something that I love to do, and that is to celebrate wins. And he says this is all important, all 3 of these, from a collective perspective. So this isn't a solo act. Remember the fireflies, they were more successful when they all acted in unison. So let's begin by identifying meaning, our first strategy. How do we find meaning in our daily activities, those things that we do day in and day out? What gives us meaning? What ignites the spark so that we can keep on keeping on when we encounter challenges? Well, many of us are familiar with the story of 3 bricklayers. One is just simply laying bricks, another is building a wall, and a third has the big picture vision of building a cathedral. And some of us may be familiar with a 20th century version of this story, and that is of the late President John F. Kennedy when he was touring the NASA buildings. And he happened to see an individual who was mopping the floor. He went up to this individual and he said, "What is your job here at NASA?" And the person's response was, "I'm helping to put a man on the moon." So imagine how we can take a day-to-day activity and have true meaning and purpose. It's not just mopping the floor. It's not just laying bricks. It's the big picture. It's putting a man on the moon. It's building a cathedral. So what is it in our life? And Shawn Achor encourages us to look at how can we find meaning in our life, in that which we do daily. But I think for me, because ever since I was little, I always asked the question, why? Why is that true? Well, we know that Ernest Holmes had a penchant and affinity for Ralph Waldo Emerson. So I found a why to why identifying meaning in our life is important. And here's a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. "Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as fast as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it well and serenely, and with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense." And so here's the importance of identifying meaning in what we do on a day-to-day basis. It allows us to begin each day with too high a spirit to be cumbered with our old nonsense. And if we look at the news headlines in the media right now, we know that there is so much old nonsense that it's time for us to let go so that we can enter this new day with high spirit. So what Shawn Achor is telling us is that to build momentum, to sustain those gains, it's important that we identify meaning in our life. And the why is so that we can go forward unencumbered by our old nonsense. And so the second strategy that Shawn Achor shares with us for sustaining the gains and building collective momentum is he talks about using vivid direction. And one of the things that I read in Science of Mind magazine this morning was by Reverend Jane Beach, and the affirmation was, I am an ambassador of mental sunshine. Now, isn't that a vivid description? I am an ambassador of mental sunshine. For we know in Science of Mind, we always share and hold out the hope and promise that we can transform our life simply by changing our mind. So we have the power to use our mental energy to rehearse our success rather than feed our fear. And one of the ways that we can do this, we teach many spiritual practices. One is visioning, visualization, vision boards, treasure mapping. But one of my favorites is spiritual mind treatment. And yes, I'm teaching a class on it this fall. But I want to share a true story about the power of spiritual mind treatment and where we can use vivid description in spiritual mind treatment. One of the first opportunities I had 6 years ago when I became a licensed practitioner was to TA the foundations class. And for any of us that have taken foundations, we know it's kind of the buffet of Science of Mind where we learn spiritual principles and the many, many spiritual tools that can help us transform our life. Well, on one particular day, the topic was spiritual mind treatment. And so this is a true story, and I have permission to share the story about how we can use spiritual mind treatment to transform our life. The students were all writing their spiritual mind treatments, and they were sharing. And when we get to step 3, step 1 is recognition of the one power. Step 2 is unifying with it, for we know that we are of spirit. And then step 3 is where we describe in vivid detail that which we want, with words that evoke passion and feeling, because Science of Mind teaches thought plus feeling equals demonstration. So when we get to step 3, it's about what's the vivid description. So one individual volunteered to share the spiritual mind treatment. So thank you, Albert, for giving me permission to share this story. So the first pass was kind of erudite statements. They sounded good, but it was obvious that there wasn't a passion for the words. And so the instructor prodded a little bit and said, "What do you really want, Albert?" And so we did another pass, and it became with a little bit more feeling. Still wasn't that brilliant breakthrough. So we did another pass, and there was a little bit of hesitation, and all of a sudden, Albert shouted out, "My life is freaking awesome!" The entire class started laughing, and in that moment, the feeling, it was electric. We all understood frickin' awesome. And from there, Reverend Sharon asked him, "Okay, so frickin' awesome. What does frickin' awesome look like with your health? What does frickin' awesome look like with your wealth? What does frickin' awesome look like in your relationships?" And we just kept winnowing it down and winnowing it down until every single statement conveyed and evoked that emotion of frickin' awesome. And so in what way can you use vivid description to describe that which you desire in your life? In what way can you find the words that describe what you really want so that you feel it, so that it's real? Because the author tells us, he talks a lot about visualization. The more real it is in our imagination, the quicker the results reveal themselves in our life. So what can we do to use vivid description to create frickin' awesome lives? I just love that phrase, frickin' awesome. All right, so then the third strategy that Shawn shares with us is to celebrate wins. And he talks about not just celebrating our own wins, but celebrating the wins of others. And he shares 3 specific things. One, he says, celebrate the small things. And I remember in ministerial school being in what we called a collaborative project. And one of the participants in my small group had never done a PowerPoint before. And none of us knew this, but one day she just sent out the first draft of her first ever PowerPoint. And she was so excited, and she just said, doesn't matter if we use this or not, but this is my first ever PowerPoint. So when we got to our Zoom meeting that week, of course, we were celebrating this success. And what her enthusiasm did was it sparked enthusiasm in all of us. It was the most freaking awesome PowerPoint when we got to the final project that at the end of that class. So her enthusiasm celebrating her baby step gave us momentum and helped to sustain the gain that the team made. The other thing that Shawn Achor encourages us to do is to celebrate strengths. How many of us have ever received a performance appraisal that did sort of a yah-yah on what we did well, but spent so much time on those opportunities for enhancement? Well, what Shawn Achor says is that we need to switch that around. We need to elevate the strengths of our team members, elevate the strengths of that which we're really good at. And one of the things I found in ministerial school was that when we were doing team projects, I didn't have to know how to do it all. It was like, what am I good at? And that it was more fun engaged in a project when I could focus on what I was good at, what I liked to do, what brought me joy, than if I had to do all these other things that I didn't like to do, that I wasn't very good at. And as a result of each person focusing on their strength, each person was able to make a contribution. The other and third thing that Shawn encourages us to do in order to celebrate wins is he shared a story called Celebrate You and Celebrate Me. It's a way of encouraging every member of a team to celebrate the best or something meaningful with one of their colleagues, and to acknowledge and celebrate the best and something meaningful about themselves. Because Shawn shares with us that, yes, it's important to celebrate the wins of others, and it's also important to celebrate our wins if each of us is going to express big potential. So it's called Celebrate You and Celebrate Me. And for me, this inspired me to close today's message with one of my all-time favorite poems called I Know Something Good About You. But before we do that, I just want to do a quick summary of where we've been. We looked at 4 seeds that led up to the process of growth. And so just remember, fireflies, star system, praise and raise, and pearling. Those are the 4 anchors for those seeds. Then we looked at how do we sustain the momentum we've built? How do we sustain our gains? And that is through 3 things, and that is identify meaning, use vivid description as in frickin' awesome, and celebrate wins. And so in closing, I want to bring us to the I Know Something Good About You. And the reason that I chose to close this is because the affirmation for this week on our website was, I view myself as a part of the divine union of all things. It's a quote by Ernest Holmes from this thing called You. And I think in these times when there's so much violence, there's so much anger, there's so much angst, division, separation, that it's time that we looked at we are part of the divine union of all things. And so I share this poem, I Know Something Good About You, written by Louis Shawn in 1935. And so I just invite you to kind of go within and hear these words. Wouldn't this old world be better if the folks we meet would say, I know something good about you, and then treat us just that way? Wouldn't it be fine and dandy if each hand, clasped warm and true, carried with it this assurance, I know something good about you? Wouldn't things here be more pleasant if the good that's in us all were the only things about us that people bothered to recall? Wouldn't life be lots more happy if we'd praise the good we see? For there's such a lot of goodness in the worst of you and me. Wouldn't it be nice to practice this fine way of thinking too? You know something good about me. I know something good about you. Let us pray. Right here, in this now moment, bringing our full attention and our full awareness to the creative power of now, recognizing that one power, that one presence, the love and the law, the truth behind all that is seen and all that is unseen. It is that expansive, limitless potential. And I am of it. I am of this divine creator, this creator that creates in the pattern of perfection, this creator that gives of itself to itself in the form of its creation. It gives fully. And I know that I am of it. And as I know I am of it, I know that each person here and each person that is with us on Facebook Live and each person that joins us on our podcasts and on our YouTube channel, each person is an individualized expression of that perfection. And so right here, right now, I claim and affirm that there is only the one, and it is expressed as big potential in, through, and as each individual. This big potential shines through like the firefly that is willing to light its light, and in so doing, encourage and be a beacon for others to shine and to create that united light show. And I claim and affirm that each person is a star in a constellation of stars, and that each star has its own constellation, and that star system reveals big potential, and that each person goes forward praising all the good that they see, praise and raise, and in so doing turns from the face of adversity and settles down and pearls, so that they begin to create something of value from any irritant, from any adversity. And as this momentum is built, the gains are sustained by finding meaning and purpose in life. Life is so full of good. And there is that finding meaning and purpose in our everyday actions. There's a willingness to dig deep, to answer what is it I really want, and to use vivid description. Life is frickin' awesome, and it is expressing in, through, and as each individual. And there is a willingness to be mental sunshine in a world that so needs all the light we can shine. And so this is the truth of each being, the light that lights up the world, And I'm so grateful for this truth, that God is all there is. God is fully present and expressing big potential through each and every person. It is love. It is light. And so I place this word, this creative power, into the activity and action of the law, knowing with absolute certitude that it is done. And so I let it be. Blessed be. And so it is. And I thank each of you again for joining us. And now is our time of conscious contribution. This is a time where we have that opportunity to give our treasure, to sustain Portland Center for Spiritual Living so that we can go forth and expand this circle of love, healing, and empowerment. For that's what we do here. We share truth principles so that it goes out into the world. So I invite you to go to Tithely, to send a check. The address is on our website, to use PayPal, and to share whatever it is that you can give at this time. For we know that as we give, so do we receive. And we are so grateful and so blessed for all of your support. Thank you. And now we have the beloved, talented LaRhonda Steele expressing big potential. Oh, yes.
I love that. Thank you so much, Reverend Marilyn. I really resonate with my life is freaking awesome. I think that's going to be my mantra for the week. All right, so now it's time to get up and move these freaking awesome bodies that we are in. Are you guys ready? Are you ready, band? Yes. All right, so this is a wonderful song by Eddie Watkins Jr. called We Come Together. Come on. So imagine yourself right here in this building with us right now. Come on. Hey, hey. Move as you feel. Move as you can. You might want to look in the mirror for this part too. If you have a neighbor with you, you can come along with us. Yes. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I see you and God loves you too. I love you and God loves you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. And lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Now dance it out, y'all. Come on, come on. Clap your hands, y'all. Come on. Hey, hey. Oh. Now take a look at the person next to you and say, I celebrate the God in you. That's right. Hey. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Can you feel it? Yes. And lift your voice and repeat after me. Come on, y'all. We come together. 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 In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Now every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite. Yes, we do. And we celebrate the God in each other. Yeah. Take a look at the person next to you. Namaste, I bow to you. Yes, I do. And I feel the love in the sanctuary. Come on, y'all, lift your voice and sing after me. Yeah. We come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. Yeah. In the name is friggin' awesome.
That is that Albert is here today. My life is freaking awesome. The originator of it. Thank you. Thank you for being. I didn't know Albert was going to be here today, but thank you so much, and thank you for the inspiration and for your willingness to allow it to go out into the world and inspire.
I'm happy that it does.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and so this is a moment where we just give thanks, and we have so much to give thanks for in terms of everything that has happened here today. We give thanks for the music, we give thanks for the message, the prayers, and we give thanks for all that you have given to us. So in this blessing, I bless all that we have received, knowing that it is the movement of spirit that goes out into the world that helps Portland Center for Spiritual Living expand its circle of love, healing, and empowerment. And so with that, we give deep gratitude and we give deep thanks. And so I think it's now time for more music.
Yes, it is. I want to thank the wonderful Friends Band, Ken Brewer, Jim Solberg, Don Schultz. Thank Mr. Jim Bowie, that beautiful soprano voice you hear in the background. And we want to thank Mark Pettijohn and all of the folks in here who make up this beautiful, beautiful offering to you on Sunday mornings. And we love you, and we look forward to seeing your beautiful faces soon. All right, so let's sing our closing song together. Yes. I am loved, I am loving, I am loved. I am loved, I am loving, I am loved. See, it's the truth of who I am. If I forget, Spirit reminds me again that I am loved, I am loving, I am loved. Tell your neighbor, you are loved, you are loving, you are loved. Yes, you are. You are loved, you are loving, you are loved. See, it's the truth of who you are. Shine that light near, yes, near and far. You are loved, you are loving, you are loved. We are loved, we are loving, we are loved. That is the truth. We are loved, we are loving, we are loved. It's the truth of who we are. Shine our lights near, yes, near and far. We are loved, we are loving, we are loved. Now tell your neighbor, you are loved, you are loving, you are loved. And always inward, I am loved, I am loving, I am loved. Blessings. Thank you.
If you happen to be in the Portland, Oregon area, we'd love to have you visit in person. The Portland Center for Spiritual Living is located at 6211 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We have inspirational services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. every Sunday. We also have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. We have a variety of content dedicated specifically for our online listeners. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Our website is also the place to learn more about what's going on at the center or to contact us. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.